Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everybody, I'm AdamHarry from Bella Souls with
Drake from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Drake, you getting sciencey on me today, huh?
Yes, today is straight edumacation for all you people out there.
Cool, what do we got today, man?
This is compounded better gaming through chemistry.
Ooh, compound. So like science compounds? Like
Chemistry. Yes.
Chemistry, okay. What is the point of this game?
All the players are lab managers who are trying to share resources, tools, and elements in order to create the most compounds within the given time limit.
Okay, sounds cool. So we do have some a learning vibe here going on, and
yes.
You said there's a time limit. What happens if you hit the time limit?
The compounds explode.
Oh, we're about to get MacGyver up in here, huh?
Certain ones are more stable or less stable than others, or more volatile.
Ooh.
And if you take too long to complete them and stabilize them, they.
Sounds like fun, man. Let's take a look inside the box. Compounded better gaming through chemistry. So.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the back of the box first.
Yes.
This is the type of game we're playing with.
We've got a periodic table up here.
Boom. Of the elements.
That's how you know it's legitimate.
It's science.
Yes.
And then we've got cards. Looks like we've got different compounds and then different elements that we're using to build said compounds. So could be a lot of fun. Let's see. Learn your chemistry. Learned you good. Take the box top off here. I like the wood grain. Yeah. Jinx. Nice. Right, oh, it's like a textbook.
This is the textbook. In fact, it is the chemistry textbook.
Oh, yeah, chemistry textbook.
Getting into
the rule book. That's going to be the rules. We'll go over that later. Stickers. Everybody loves these.
Looks like these are kind of your workbench kind of things. You've got a couple different test tubes.
Test tubes. This game is 2 to 5 players, so we've got different colors.
Different colors. Yep.
You could be the chemistry rangers instead of the Power Rangers, I guess. There's blue, purple, red, green, and I think it was orange, depending on where you're from. And you can see just kind of the play areas here. You've got different test tubes and like what you're doing with those test tubes. So very educational, very cool looking. I don't know how much hard science is in this game, but I'm sure it's going to be somewhat scientifically accurate.
All I know is that the elements are like color coded and they'll always be the same ones. Eventually, you learn at a glance.
Okay, and if you're playing a 2-player only game, you've got one test tube there, so you are kind of working together. It looks like. So just dump the rest of the stuff out here. So we've got more punch outs, tokens. Not as many as an FFG game.
No.
But we still got
as many moving parts.
There are front and back. There
Fire extinguishers.
I wonder why you need those.
Yeah, as it explodes.
Yep.
We got
Drake's favorite part right here.
Periodic table. Yes.
The Imperial Periodic Table of Elements.
And it is accurate.
Yep. Let's see, hydrogen's number 1.
Yeah.
Helium's number 2. We're good. That's the 1 and 2 are good to go.
Those are the 2 big ones that everything else is made up of, right?
Yeah,
no.
Something like that.
That's not how that works.
Don't trust atoms. They make up everything. Okay. We've got more dials. There's the key.
Yeah, the lab key.
The lab key. Gotta have that.
First player token, but also how you get into the lab in the first place.
Very important. And it's actually got the compound symbol to get into the compound.
Lots of I like their iconography there.
Yeah.
Branding. It's like
they're ready to go. And I love it when they do this. The extra bags. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Made from science.
Because they won't be punched out forever.
That's right.
Eventually, they're going to be loose.
And we've got all of the different elements. There's like 100 of these little things. Dude, they're fun. Those are fun to play with.
Yeah, I like their irregular crystalline shapes.
Yes, very fun. And then we've got cards. And I'm assuming these are. Oh, look at that. That takes you back right there.
God, I'm having flashbacks.
Oh, I don't know if those are good. Are those good flashbacks?
I liked chemistry, so yes.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Better living through science. So this one here is ammonium carbonate.
That's a big one.
Yeah. We've got a couple of different nitrogen atoms there. A couple, looks like 3 oxygen atoms and 1 carbon atom there. So pretty cool. Oh, and there's
lots
actually
of helium.
Lots. Is that helium? I think
hydrogen.
It's hydrogen. Yes. Hydrogen. So there you go. Hydrogens. That's pretty cool. So you actually do learn, I guess, if I'm pretty sure
the symbols, if nothing else.
Right, you will learn the symbols. I'm pretty sure these are scientifically accurate.
Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna make a game like this, they better be.
That's awesome.
That's
pretty
awesome.
With this game.
You could, if you're in chemistry class and you want to study but play games instead. Boom, calcium sulfide.
So these smaller cards are simpler elements. or
Yeah.
compounds. And
And,
these
well,
are
yeah, you've got simple
large.
elements, crazy elements.
bigger.
You probably build these in the lab, and then of course we got to mention this. This is for in there. Check them out, pull them out. There you go, randomized that. So, pretty cool component so far. Really simple artwork. I do appreciate the periodic table of the elements there, and those were definitely hydrogen, not helium.
Yes.
So cool stuff. Hang this on your door, if you want to learn. No.
In the meantime.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. And again, the box has got that cool kind of wood grain.
I like that they
finish.
went all the way. That this
Yeah.
is just white.
Yeah.
They went with it.
That's nice. That's keeping it classy.
It's like a desk.
Bingo. Cool. Well, let's take a break and we'll go. We'll come back with the rule book. So we've got the compounded rules. Again, it's in this cool little chemistry textbook looking thing. This rule book is full color. It's 16 pages. And it is a little bit more complicated, 16 if you count the covers. It's a little bit more complicated than some of the other games we've reviewed, but that's okay because you're dealing with science.
It's real science.
So the point of the game is to complete compounds among your fellow scientists. If you're playing the 2 to 5 player game, if you're playing the basically 3 to 5 number of scientists, and you all kind of share supplies and elements and stuff like that, and you kind of have to wheel and deal a little bit. So if you like those type of games, like Settlers of Catan, where you have to kind of wheel and deal a little bit, this game is definitely for you. It's just got a science theme to it.
Although it's definitely a different tone when you ask your friend, like, hey, I'll give you this wood for those 2 sheep versus, hey, I'll give you the pipette if you let me use the graduated cylinder.
Exactly. Very,
Let
very
me
different.
reference the textbook.
Right.
Please.
So it's a little different with that, but this is everything included in the game. Winning, you have to, again, make the most compounds, or you get points for the compounds. It's pretty simple, that part of it. Moving on from there, things can explode. So that is a thing. That's why you have the fire extinguishers. Lab fires are bad.
Yes.
Too many lab fires and everybody loses.
Yeah, chemical fires.
Yeah. The basic game though is I think it's 5 phases total. Discovery phase, which actually skipped in the first turn. Then you've got the study phase, the research phase. You've got the lab phase, and then more lab phase, part 4. And then I think it goes to the 5th and final phase. Or I completely made the 5th phase up. But it's just the 4th phase continued out. Again, that's where you build out the compounds and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go through all the rules because, again, it's a little bit too complicated to go through in a quick rundown. But the game does a really good job of explaining how all of that works. So just read the rules. Just read the rules.
Check it out. Sit down.
Yeah.
Have
And
a study.
It's pretty cool because there is stuff that can happen that's bad. Again, the volatile stuff does explode or can explode. You can have hazardous stuff go on here. Corrosive compounds, bad times, explosive elements. Again, you kind of have to. You're on a clock with some of these things because they can go boom. So, and it is kind of a neat thing to have to work with your other scientists in the lab, sharing equipment, sharing elements, sharing tools.
Even though it is like a directly competitive game
Yeah.
with no pretense about that, you still rely on each other to.
Right, and that's where there is the 2-player version of this as well with that setup. So if you want to play with just 2 people, you can totally do that. A little bit of a truncated version, but not super different from the rest of it. So, but it is really cool if you're looking for a game you want to learn about the elements, about science. This game definitely has a lot of the chemical compounds that you might use every day and not know it. So yeah,
That was very profound, Adam.
Yeah, bingo.
The wonders of science.
Better gaming through chemistry. So that's that is the rule book. Let's go ahead and hop out for a really quick recap. So that was Compounded, the Better Living Through Chemistry, Better Gaming.
Through chemistry.
See what they did there. Pretty cool game. Let's run some numbers on it real quick. What are we talking about as far as number of players?
2 to 5. And actually, the 3 to 5 is probably going to be about hour and a half game,
Okay.
whereas 2 players can be much shorter, probably like 30 minutes. Just
Okay.
because there's that much faster.
And then price point on this one?
$34.95.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not too
actually.
bad. And then this is obviously geared for probably players 13,
Yeah,
14
like,
and up. So
Probably should have at least taken chemistry.
you may have.
Kind of. Like maybe like early high school, late middle school, kind
Right.
of things, like 13-ish.
Yeah, unless you're really smart, and if you're that special snowflake, go play this game.
Or your homeschool. Man, man, this kid needs hard science.
There you go.
But otherwise,
But it's cool stuff. It's science based. There's lots of really cool stuff.
Yeah,
in there.
actually a lot more so than what I thought.
Right.
I thought it would be just kind of like, oh, this kind of, I guess, skin on a normal matching game, but it actually looks like it takes at least some basic, like actual.
Yeah, for sure. And it's got the cool trading mechanics if you like that type of gameplay.
Yeah,
so.
it encourages the social play.
Right, which is always a plus. So go check it out. It's in stores. Is this new or has this one been out for a little while?
It's also been out for some time.
Nice. So it's been out for a little while, but it's in stores. Should be pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's compounded. Cool stuff.
Also has a couple expansions.
Ooh, I love expansions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm AdamHarry from Bella Souls.
And I'm Drake from Dragons and Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Tabletop Spotlight brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Thanks for watching.